Hello, welcome to Abidashery. Today I am going to be sharing my Konmari experience with you. Okay, have you ever felt like you were drowning? Like you have so much stuff you can hardly breathe? Do you ever spend more time looking for an item than you do actually using it? Do you ever wish for a simpler life? I definitely do. So, for those of you who don't know, the concept of Konmari comes from the book The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying by Marie Kondo, and claims to be a simple, effective way to banish clutter forever. This is exactly what I needed. So, when I read this book and started my huge clearing out process, I was about halfway through a 74-day juice fast, which I did document, and I am making a documentary about. But during this juice fast, I was clearing a lot out physically, a lot out emotionally, but externally in my home, everything still felt really toxic. It had just become cluttered and unmanageable, and I'd managed to fill a 3-bedroom house full of junk, basically. So clearing it was no small task, but one that I definitely needed to complete for part of kind of my ongoing personal journey. And there's so much stagnant energy trapped. Things in piles, things in boxes, things under beds, things in cupboards. I could feel it all pulling at me like some negative energy that I needed to shed. It felt like I couldn't move, I couldn't progress to the next stage of my journey until I had tackled this. Marie Kondo states that people that use her method to put their house in order find this positively affects all aspects of their life. Now, I do suffer from an anxiety disorder, so I will be really interested to see whether clearing out my environment will have a calming effect on my anxiety. So I set out on a huge challenge to declutter our house Konmari style. Marie Kondo's method requires you to declutter category by category, not room by room. So starting first with clothes, then moving on to books, paperwork, komono, the Japanese term for miscellaneous, which encompasses CDs, DVDs, skincare products, makeup, accessories, valuables, electronic equipment, general household supplies, kitchen, unwanted gifts, packaging, and broken electricals. Then there's sentimental items and photos make up the last category. So I followed instructions and started at the very beginning, which is clothes. The Konmari method requires you to bring all the items from that category into one place and pile them on the floor. That way you can see the full extent of your cluttering ways all in like one place. Oh. Shoes. Oh, and hats and bags. So yeah, this is the situation. My external space is as cluttered and toxic as my internal, and I just feel quite depressed and deflated right now looking at all this stuff. Can you be bothered to go through all this? I can't. I feel like I could put it all in a bin right now. That's how I feel. Oh! But right, I've got to start. So what I'm going to do is, what the book tells you to do is to pick every item up, to hold it in your hand and to say, does this spark joy? And so that is what I'm going to do. Let's do it. So the next step is to handle each item. And if it sparks joy, you keep it. And if it doesn't, you let it go. This method is all about the future you. So keeping only things that make you feel good, make you feel joyful, are going to help you cultivate those positive states of mind in the future. Going through each item one by one was quite a task, and I have to say, I really don't know if I'm feeling this whole spark joy thing. Keep that. I don't know about this sparking joy thing. Does this spark joy? No, I mean, it doesn't spark joy as a t-shirt. Do you know what I mean? But I did find things I loved, things that I'd forgotten I had, and things that I couldn't believe I still had. I'm 37 years old. What the hell am I doing with this? A Kiss bodysuit. It took 2 days and quite a lot of help from my boyfriend, but I ended up with 16 bin liners of clothes to go. Some of it were traded in with a ragman, some's gone on eBay, and the rest we all gave to charity. Then before you put the items back, you should clean and organise the area nicely, put the things back so everything has a place and everything is clean and fresh and tidy. The next category was books. Books were tricky for me because I love books. Like, I really love books. I really love books. I have far too many books. I can go through like 3 novels a week, so I do read a lot. Yeah, I had a real problem with getting rid of some of the books in my collection. I knew I had a lot of books. When I got them all together in one place, it was quite scary. And the ridiculous thing is so many of those books in that collection are really important to me. Now, one thing that I've noticed already while I've been picking these books up is that books are far, far more emotional to me than the clothes were. As I was bringing these books down, I felt so many different emotions with different books. Anyway, I picked up a small selection just to demonstrate what I mean. So I've got this, the Olive Season, Carol Drink Water. I've got all of these. This is lovely. These are lovely. I read these over and over again in the summer, and I will read them over and over again, and they take me to a place that I like to be, you know, and those kind of books are lovely. Then I've got this, Lucy Leake. Look at this. So I've got the whole set of these. The pictures in them were just great. The pictures in them used to really, really inspire me because I always liked doing really, really colourful pictures when I was a child. That's a Brussels sprout doing some gymnastics. And so I really loved that about them, but what I realised is that there is no joy being sparked when I hold this in my hand. There just isn't. It's, you know, it's time for these things to go. This compilation of short stories that I've never read, I never will read. Look, I've got up to page 11. I'm a page folder, by the way, sorry. My dad and my boyfriend are both not page folders, and they don't know where I came from. They like a bookmark. But I read about 10 books at a time sometimes. Like, I haven't got time for a bookmark. So yeah, things like that can go. Unwanted presents, it doesn't matter who checks, you know, no one cares. White Teeth by Zadie Smith. This is one of those books that I bought a long time ago, that I felt I should read. I haven't read it, I'm not going to read it. The moment's passed, hasn't it? So, you know, ooh, that one is dying to get away, it doesn't even want to be here. This is a book that I read that I did not enjoy. I've put it back on the shelf so they can go. This collection of poems by Michael Rosen. This is one of them books from my childhood that I will keep and I should keep, and it's good to keep. This does give me warm fuzzies when I hold it. And I remember the Christmas day when I got it for Christmas and me and my dad sat on the evening and read it in the armchair. And we laughed our heads off. I must have been about 6 or 7. And we were crying with laughing, you know, and the enjoyment of that book never changed, it never went away. And I can still laugh at things in these now. So those are the things I'm going to keep. And then this is another childhood book that I really enjoyed, and this does leave warm fuzzies. Because look, this is the house I've always wanted, I think. This is my dream house, English cottage. Back to Blackberry Farm, it was great, this book. Look, there's a first page is a cat, you know, this is just my dream. It's chickens. I love this book. But I don't think I'll read it again. So it took another full day to sort the books, organise them into new homes. And again, Marie Kondo says to hold each book, see if it sparks joy, and only keep the ones that do spark joy. I'm still having trouble with this whole concept. I know I'm supposed to be feeling sparks of joy, I'm not supposed to be reading the backs of them, but how can you let books go without reading the backs of them? Tell me this. You know, and I need to read the back, I need to. After a whole day of sorting, I had them all organised into piles, and then Paul came home.
I can't move, I've only been here 10 minutes.
We're going to build a fort, look. But he did help us finish off, and we sat and did the whole zip it thing the whole night, which was not as lucrative as we might have hoped. 2, 8, 4, 4.
6, 1.
6, 1. They don't want it. This is the pile of books that they do want.
978.
This is the pile that they don't want. 978.
9989.
9989.
32.
32. They didn't want it. 259.
They don't want
They
it.
don't want it. Okay, or as if it grand total is.
Drum roll, please.
Dun, 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 do, 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 boo, boo, da, da. £22.65p. Brilliant. That was worth all the work. Paperwork is next, and I must confess I was dreading this one because I'm one of those people who keeps every single little bit of correspondence that they've ever had over their entire life. But it was also one of the sections I knew would be most beneficial to my life because I really need to be more organised in that department. So I bit the bullet and pulled all of my paperwork into one place and started Konmariing it. Marie Kondo says to get rid of anything that doesn't fit into one of 3 categories, and I can't remember what the 3 categories are. I recommend you throw out anything that does not fall into one of 3 categories: currently in use, needed for a limited time period, and must be kept indefinitely. Those are the only paperworks that you keep. A number of studies suggest that a messy desk or working environment can negatively affect productivity, reduce concentration, and stifle creative thinking. So this is something I definitely need to get on top of, because I'm feeling that. It took me a full afternoon and evening to do, but the sense of relief after I had finished was great. Oh, that paper's done. I got 2 inliners of papers. Pretty good going. I kind of had papers everywhere. Papers in drawers, papers piled up, papers in boxes, papers in the filing cabinet. Now I've got papers in like one little section at the front of the filing cabinet, and that is it. If I need a paper, I know where it is. I don't know if that's ever happened to me before. I think I feel the biggest sense of achievement from this. So next is kimono. The kimono section is split into different categories, and I started with DVDs. This section is another one that I hadn't realised had got quite so out of hand. We don't have a TV, so we do tend to read books, listen to audiobooks, or watch a DVD for entertainment. But honestly, despite the volume of DVDs I had, this one was really easy because we watch less and less DVDs. We haven't sat down and watched a DVD in months, probably. So this was quite an easy one. And I was really excited to organise, this is so sad, I was really excited to organise my audiobooks and create a nice, quiet, calming space to sit and listen to them in. In total, we got rid of over 80 DVDs and went down the exchange shop to cash them in, which was even less lucrative than the Zip-It. Yeah, another not so lucrative attempt to turn our trash into cash. Bathroom is another section I was really looking forward to because I hardly use any cosmetics these days in comparison to what I used to use. So I was really excited to get in, clear this out, and turn my bathroom into a nice zen space to, you know, relax in and chill in. We did the kitchen next, and Paul helped me with this one because it was a bit of a tedious one, but we did it, and that was it. That's the bulk of downstairs done. Now, so far we have only done downstairs, and we need to move and do the upstairs next, which is where my office is, the stock room, our chill out room. So we've still got a little way to go. But clearing everything out that we didn't want gave us the opportunity to see what we do want. And we found some things that we really like that had just been kind of lost in the overall clutter of things. And as well as that, it inspired us to clean, move furniture, freshen up old paintwork, and rearrange the house. So now the rooms work better for us, and it's a much nicer, calmer space to be in. In total, we got rid of roughly 80 DVDs, 300 books and audiobooks, 16 bin liners of clothes and shoes, 2 bin liners of paperwork, 2 bin liners of kitchen crockery, 10 bags of miscellaneous rubbish, and 4 shelving units. That's pretty good. So the job isn't completed yet, as I said before, but already we can feel the positive effects that it's having. I feel much lighter, I feel less stressed. The house is a nicer space to be in. We've surrounded ourselves with the things we both use and love, and tidying up is just so much easier and quicker when everything has a home to go to. So I think Marie Kondo might be right when she says there's magic in the art of tidying up. If you got this far through the video, thank you so much for watching, and please let me know about your KonMari experience down in the comments section. I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!